and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where, of course, there is going to be plenty more build-up ahead of Barca versus Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League. And coming up today, after the match preview yesterday, it's given us a bit more time to go into some more details. We're going to be looking at the words in the press conferences there from Hansi Flick, and also some great ones as well from Gavi. We've also got some late team news and a closer look at what the lineup may be. We may have a few more clues now as to what Hansi Flick is going to do, because there may be a late change to that starting lineup, guys. So it's all on the way. It is all up for discussion. Get yourselves ready. Get yourselves hyped. And come on. And let's do this. Because indeed, guys, we did have some very intriguing information this morning, because Barca's morning training session actually there started nearly 1 hour late, or at least it was pushed back, because Hansi Flick decided to hold a video session with all of the players there, and apparently a lot of video analysis was done this morning there, speaking about Borussia Dortmund, speaking about what we're likely to face in tomorrow's game, and it was basically they're going over the final preparations on the game plan, and Flick gave a whole team talk as well there, really firing up the players and getting them ready for the challenge that does await them there. So it was an early start for Barca, lots of information being taken on board here. And in his press conference here today, Hansi Flick was in absolutely no mood to take anything for granted. He was very much locked in, because when he was asked about whether Barca are the big favourites in this game, favourites even for the Champions League title, he said, no, I have already said all we've got to do is give it our all. We have worked incredibly hard up to this point. We haven't lost matches. That's important, but we have to prove ourselves out on the field there. So Flick, he's not thinking, oh, we've done so much, we've achieved so much, that's why we're here. It's all of that work that's led up to this moment now. We can't take that for granted. We can't think that we got this tie in the bag. We've got to prove ourselves. We have to earn it, and that all starts on Wednesday night. And I do think, guys, another very interesting side note really coming into this clash here against Dortmund is the fact that Hansi Flick will be facing off on the touchline with Niko Kovac, who of course is Borussia Dortmund's new coach there, arrived at the end of January, had a really good impact as he at Borussia Dortmund, but Flick knows him possibly better than any other coach, and the reason for that is because Hansi Flick was Niko Kovac's assistant at Bayern Munich back in 2019. So it's interesting there that Flick has actually worked under Kovac. You know, you think of Flick, what he's achieved in his career there, what he went on to achieve at Bayern Munich. It's incredible where it all started for him, really. And he does get on, and he does really know Kovac very well. And he said today, I don't know really if it's a good thing that Niko and I know each other so well. But he said, no, look, it's fine. It's great to see him again. And Kovac is a very, very good coach. So lots of respect there, lots of admiration between the two of them. But there is one piece of big team news coming in here over the past 24 hours. When it comes to Dortmund, they will not have Nico Schlotterbeck. That's big news ahead of this game, because he has suffered a meniscus tear in his left knee, and he's out for the season there. So he's out of the first leg, he's out of the second leg. His season is absolutely done. 6 months out minimum for him, and I've got to say, it is a real shame. It's very, very sad there to see. We know what it's like to go through damaging, painful knee injury. So I wish there Schlotterbeck all the very, very best, but he will not be available against Barca, which does bring us on then to a man, of course, who's come back from a serious knee injury of his own, and he's doing incredible things of late there. Gavi has really started to flourish in this Hansi Flick team. He's feeling a lot of confidence right now, and he did face the media ahead of Borussia Dortmund here, and he took on the media in the same way that he goes out there and plays, head on, held nothing at all back. And I thought some of his answers there were absolutely fantastic, because he was asked a lot about Hansi Flick, what he's felt under his leadership, how has Flick helped Gavi, how has he felt under him? And he said, Flick and I, we get along very, very well. He said, we communicate perfectly. He realises that I'm coming back from a serious injury, and it's not easy. It's difficult to come back after a year off. But he said, honestly, looking at the way the season has gone, I think my season is going very well, considering the injury and considering the long layoff. And he went on to say that Flick helps me with so many football concepts. He praised him there as the kind of coach that he is, so many tactical insights. But he said he also helps me a lot with the human side as well. And Gavi is not the only player to have spoken here about the human side of Flick. You know, things that maybe we don't always see. But behind the scenes there and in training sessions, and if the players ever need to talk, to go and inquire about things, Flick's door is always open for them. And that has been a really important part of the sort of family feel at the club this season. He said he has so much confidence in me. That reassures me. And I'm very happy that Flick is my coach there. So Gavi, very, very satisfied with how he's feeling under Flick. But he did actually have a few words there for people maybe that have criticised him, that have criticised his style of play, or maybe questioned what he can do there as a midfield player. He said a lot of people think that I don't know how to play football, like I don't understand anything. Well, Gavi said some have no bleep idea what it's about. People there have questioned him, but he said you've got no idea. And he said that's okay, it's understandable, it's football, everybody has their own opinion, that's fine with me. But Gavi there, very eager to say, look, I know what I'm doing. I know the player that I am. I know what I can contribute there on the field. And that is certainly what we started to see again. It has been a long way back, and it was always going to be. It was such a long injury. Imagine missing a whole year. It takes time there to acclimatise yourself again, to get the sharpness back in your legs, and especially with the way that he wants to play. He wants to be everywhere. He wants to be first to every ball. It takes time to get that back. But make no mistake about it now, he is returning. And before we do go on to talk there about the team that we could see and a few insights that we've gotten there into the lineup, I do want to shout out here Jules Kounde, because he has now played an extraordinary and unbelievable 100 games in a row for club and for country. And it's not even been that long, since November of 2023 there. Kounde is on a sensational streak there of matches, and you've got to applaud the way this season, not only has his level been outstanding, not only has he been such an effective player as the right back in Flick's team, but the availability, you know, the way that he's kept himself in absolutely perfect condition there, and he just goes. You know, you put him out there, he will play. He has been unstoppable. Of course, at some point, you know, we got to give him some rest, and that's why Barca in the summer would like to sign another right back. They wouldn't like to depend properly on Kounde this much, but he's really stepped up, you know, when we've needed him, when we've been looking for somebody there to just bolster that back line, to give us that security. Jules Kounde, he has stood up. But indeed, guys, if we do move on again to talk about this starting lineup, because obviously in the match preview there, this was the team that we chose that Barca may well go with against Dortmund. And I think most of it is, you know, as you'd expect. Most of it there is pretty locked in. I think we'll definitely see that back four. I think we'll definitely see De Jong and Pedri in midfield, Yamal, Rafinha, Lewandowski. But I think the one that is probably most open to debate right now, it is that number 10 role. Now, I put Gavi in there simply because it would be hard to leave him out. You know, this kind of game, the kind of occasion that it is as well, big Champions League game, you want somebody like him with that kind of spirit involved. However, a lot of people were talking about Fermin. A lot of people understandably were saying, well, in that 10 though, as the more advanced player, looking forward, the attack-mindedness that we need in that area, Fermin would be a better fit. He would be a player who can provide runs there alongside Lewandowski. He can combine very, very well with Yamal, with Rafinha, got lots of pace, of course, in his game as well, and he can chip in with goals. And apparently, in the training session today, this was the team that was tried by Flick. This was the team that word has gotten out, journalists have gotten very much aware of this, that Fermin was the player in the number 10, he was in that midfield, and everything else was the same there. So the indication as of right now is that Fermin will get the nod, that he will be the player in the number 10. But I'm still just not sure. I still think this could go either way, simply because all of this is so public. You know, is it possible here that we could be seeing some sort of decoy, that maybe this has been put out and it's Fermin there, and then on the day it's Gavi? I still think it could go either way. It will either be Gavi, it will either be Fermin, and to be honest, whoever it is there in that 10, they can do the job. They can certainly help us in many different ways, and even so, we've got options off the bench as well. Ferran will certainly be involved in some capacity, and whatever happens, whoever is in it, can get the job done. So that there, guys, is a little bit more information and build-up ahead of this all-important game on Wednesday. And I am excited now. I'm getting really, really hyped for this one. Barca are in a great position. They've got a momentous opportunity. And I cannot wait to experience it with each and every one of you. Get excited for this game. Believe in Barca. We are in the Champions League quarterfinals. And we have aspirations of going much deeper. So please let me know, guys, how are you feeling? What will happen in this game? And I will see each and every one of you in the match review when hopefully we are going to be celebrating. Thank you indeed for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in here to the preview and to this video as well. Really, really appreciate that support. I'll see all of you soon. Enjoy this moment. But until next time, as always, Vejka, Heer Barca!